Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. So decided to mix up another episode of odds and ends for you guys today. And just as a reminder, and I know I've shared this many times before, but my odds and ends series is really more an opportunity for me to talk to you guys, give you news about things that are going on, and also share with you viewer appreciation mail that comes in, and occasionally I throw in some new tool purchases that I think some of you guys might find interesting. I've had great feedback from people that really like this series. They particularly like seeing the tools because they say they learn a lot from them. I have other people that say, hey, I just want the machining content. So I keep the two things separate, guys. So when you come to my channel, if you're not into the talking and you just want to go straight to the machine shop stuff, you can skip over these videos. It doesn't bother me one bit. But I know many of my subscribers out there have given me a lot of great positive feedback that they like this format, so we're going to keep doing it as well. So here's some news items for you guys I just want to go over real quick. So number one, earlier this month, a couple of weeks ago actually, I forgot to mention it in my last odds and ends video. I had it on my mind, but it didn't make it in there. But we hit a major milestone. We hit 30,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So I guess I've been doing this now for, I don't know, what, a little over 2 years or approaching 2 years. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, that is awesome. And thank you to all my many subscribers out there who not only subscribe to the channel, but come and watch every single week. And I hear from so many of you, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you for all those subscribers out there. Next thing, my last video that I posted was on the refractory pour for my new foundry furnace that I'm building. And as you guys saw, things didn't turn out quite like we were hoping. And I decided to just go ahead and post the video. I didn't think it'd be fair for me to try to hide that. And you learn so many valuable lessons in life through failures and mistakes, guys. And I think that one of the things that makes a person a good person is when he can take those failures and learn from them and build upon them and improve themselves down the road. And that's kind of one of the things that I've really tried to focus on in my life. I've had many failures, guys. I fail all the time. And the secret to success though is to know how to get up off the floor, give yourself a kick in the pants and get back out there and get back at it, which is exactly what we're going to do with the foundry furnace. I do want to say that, man, you guys overwhelmed me with comments on that video. I don't think I have ever had as many comments on a video as I did on the one on the refractory pour. And I'll be honest with you guys, there were so many of them that I couldn't reply to every single one of them. So I tried, if there was a particular question or something that really kind of sparked my interest, I tried to reply to it, but I just didn't have time to respond to every single one. And I really try to do that on my channel. And we had some other things going on this week, just being busy. I may try to go back and do some of those at a later date, but man, you guys overwhelmed me. And I really do appreciate the comments, guys. I really do. And there were a lot of really good ideas. And don't be surprised if in my round 2 on the foundry furnace pour, if you don't see a lot of those comments that you guys get put into action. I've said this many times. I'm out here making videos, hopefully trying to share with you guys, information, knowledge that I've had the privilege to learn over life. But I learned so much from you guys as well, and that's really awesome. So thank you so much for all that. And again, I apologize if I didn't reply to every single one of you. But literally, a couple hours after I posted it, I sit down at the computer, and usually there's about a page full of comments after new. There was 3 pages of comments, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I just can't get through all these. Another update for you guys, the K&T milling machine. So I shared again in my last odds and ends video talking about the slip clutch that was giving me some problems. Worked on that this past weekend, got the machine back together, and you can be looking forward to a video. I did go ahead and get the camera running and really showed how I rebuilt that clutch pack, as well as putting the machine back together. And I think some of you guys, I know I was surprised at the comments I got when I showed how to disassemble and reassemble a dividing head one time with the people that watched it. I really did that for just a couple of guys who had asked me about that, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed seeing the insides of that dividing head. So if you enjoyed that, I think you'll really get a kick out of seeing the insides of this milling machine, because, and I didn't tear it completely down, just a very small portion of it, but it's amazing engineering work that went into those machines. And anyway, I will be publishing that video. I've got to get it edited and stuff, but probably later this week we'll get that published. And while we're talking about publishing videos, another thing I'm going to start trying new on my channel. Up to this point in time, I've really just kind of posted videos when I got them edited and got them done. You know, whenever I got a video done, I threw it up on YouTube. And one of the things that YouTube keeps telling me that I need to do is have a regular schedule of when I'm posting videos. And a lot of these guys already do. You know, Adam Booth does that. Tom Lipton does that. Outside Screwball. I mean, so on, so on, so on. They're publishing on a schedule. So what I'm going to start trying to do is on Fridays, I'm going to try to post a video. And I chose Friday, well, number one, because none of the other machinist community guys, or at least the ones that I'm watching regularly, there may be somebody out there that's doing it, but none of them are publishing on Friday. But also, one of the things that's been very frustrating for me is, you know, I work in the shop usually on Saturdays, and I bust my tail on Saturday evening trying to get the video published and then getting it posted on Sunday or Monday. And by posting on Fridays, basically it gives me kind of a week from when I do my videos to when I'm actually publishing the video. And I think that's going to help me out a lot and help kind of relieve some of the stress in my life, I guess. So Fridays is going to be my target from now on, posting videos. I am going to continue trying to post another video, you know, during the week, bonus video, whatever you want to call it, when I can. And there are times of the year when I have a lot of shop time and I'm shooting a lot of footage, and there are times of the year when I'm just snowed under and I just don't have time to get out in the shop. So it's really going to depend on what's going on. But we're going to shoot for publishing videos on Fridays from now on. Let's see, going down my list here. Oh, one other thing, just kind of, I guess, a news flash, whatever you want to call it. I'm really excited. For the last, well, for pretty much all of my adult life, I've had a dream of having a nice, big, roomy shop to work in here at home. And for years and years, you know, the garage in my house was my workshop. And about 2 years ago, my wife and I, we purchased a new house. Not really a new house, it was actually a used house, but we didn't, but anyway, we bought a new house to us. And it allowed us to, we were living in town, and, you know, I live in a kind of a rural area in South Georgia, but we're able to purchase a little bit of land. We got about 8 1/4 acres, not a lot, but a little bit. And, you know, got a nice house out here. And this has really kind of been my dream forever, you know, to have a little piece of dirt that was my own and whatever. And my next dream is to have the shop that I've been wanting my entire life. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to get my total dream shop, at least not right yet, but I am in the early stages of getting plans ready to put up a new shop building out here on the property. So the room I'm in now is, when we bought the house, there was like a 20 by 20 detached garage, which kind of became my shop. And I know a lot of people would kill for 20 by 20 space, but quite honestly, I have put together more machines. If I were to put all my machines inside this shop, mostly woodworking stuff, but also metalworking stuff, you couldn't walk through here. And, you know, I really want to get everything set up where I can use it. My woodworking stuff is really just kind of been stacked on top of one another for several years now. So over the next few months, I'll probably be giving you guys some new shop updates as we start building it. My plans are, I'm going to put up a building that's going to be, right now I'm looking at about 40 by 80, 40 feet by 80 feet, which should give me plenty of room to get everything I have set up, and hopefully will last me for a little while. Everybody tells me that you know, I'm going to fill it up way too fast, and I probably will. That seems to be my nature. But anyway, we're going to do that, and so hopefully here in a couple of weeks, maybe we can show you some land being cleared, concrete pad being poured, and a new shop building go up. And we'll share more information about that as the time goes. So anyway, that's the news from Tifton, Georgia this week. And now we're going to move into viewer appreciation mail, which I've gotten quite a few packages again this week. Wow. You guys just continue to blow me away with all these really cool gifts that you're sending along. You know, when I started doing this, I've said this before too, you know, that's not the reason I'm doing this channel, guys. And I realize some people may even be a little jealous to see this, you know, with not only my channel, but some of the other guys' channels. You know, I don't ask for it, but man, it's I guess like anybody, you love to go to the mailbox and find a box and open it up, and there's just really cool stuff inside. And to everybody who's ever sent me any kind of thing, no matter how big or how small, it is really appreciated from the heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. And we're going to share some more stuff like that, as well as a few new tool purchases that I picked up on eBay in the last week or so. So let's get over to that. So I got in a piece of viewer mail the other day, and I wanted to share this with you. It's pretty cool. So the person who sent this along didn't want me to use their full name on the air. They said, you can use my first name, you can use my town, but don't use my last name. So I'm just going to use one of the two criteria, and I'm just going to say this is from Houston, and let it go at that. But anyway, let me show you a couple things. First off, he told me when he sent this to me, he said, now I'm going to pack this stuff really good. And for some of you guys out there that have watched some of my videos, you know that I'm kind of ticky about packing, or maybe have ranted a little bit in the past about poor packing. When you get a box in the mail, and you know, it'd been real easy to pack it up good, but they just threw it in a box, and got a bug flying around here. Anyway, they threw it in a box, and just it's coming out. So let me show you this box. I've already been into it, but it took an act of Congress to get into this thing. This is probably the tightest, best packing job I think I've ever seen. So what he did was he took all the items and he put them in Ziploc bags, and then he wrapped them up in these shop towels, and then he put layers of spray-in foam, and they put some plastic in between here so it would come apart, but he put layers of spray-in foam in here to fill in every single possible nook and cranny in that box. And when the box came, you know, it's tight as a tick, and there's no way anything inside this box is moving around. Now, I will have to admit, again, it took me a little bit to get into it. I had to do quite a bit of dissecting, but good packing job, good packing job. So anyway, let's get in here and show you what all he sent along. All right, so first item here, this is kind of cool. So what is this? This is actually got up here in the tip. It's got a little, looks like about an 1/8 inch arbor, or 1/8 inch spindle for like putting a deburring tool, or what do you call it, a die grinding tool into. So it's got a little collet in there where you can put a little carving tool, whatever in there. And it's basically a pencil grinder. So it's, you know, I got a hose here. This is actually air powered. So you hook this up to your air compressor, and it turns this little arbor here, and again you got a little 1/8 inch hand grinder. So doing detail work, getting into fine areas with a little small tool, you know, this thing right here is going to be nice. I've never had anything like this. So made by Cratex, C-R-A-T-E-X, rotary handpiece, model 800, 25,000 RPMs rated speed. And it's got a little on-off switch back here in the back. And anyway, I did hook this up to my air compressor line and test it out, and it spins up fine. I haven't put a cutter or anything yet and tried it, but I can already imagine some situations where this thing is just going to be really a very useful tool and something that I've never had. So very good. Up next here, we got a nice tool holder, insert tool holder for the lathe. This is made by Carbaloy, and it has one of the circular round inserts in it. So I've never used one of these before, but these are really good for going in and creating like a round groove or something in a part. I've actually had a need for something like this on several times. Also real good if you're working on a thread and need to just kind of go in behind that and make a place where the thread's going to come out. You don't want to have a sharp corner in there. You can come in there and form that with one of these. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly which insert this takes and probably get some inserts ordered. The front of this looks like it's probably been modified a little bit, but it should work fine. Anyway, this will go out to the museum and get used on the lathe. And the rest of the items in the box here were all just an outstanding assortment of various end mills. And what I really like about this collection of end mills is we got a lot of the larger sizes. So, I've got quite honestly a lot of smaller size end mills that I have picked up in different places over the years. But from about 1/2 inch on up, and I've got quite a few half inches, but about 1/2 inch on up, my selection really starts to get a little bit slimmer. And most of these, I think we've got some 1/2 inches here, and these are a little bit smaller, but man, these are all in great shape. But the larger ones here particularly are going to be extremely useful. I looked at these as I was unpacking them, and the sleeves are empty. I put everything out where you can see it. But all of these appear to be either brand spanking new or just practically brand new. I don't think there's a one in here that shows any sign of dullness to it. That's another nice thing. A lot of my end mills that I have are used end mills, and some of them even had sharpened, which is fine. But these are in really, really good shape, and I'm going to have to be real careful packing these up, putting them up so that they stay sharp. They're not banging against each other. It's nice to have some sleeves to put some of these in. A couple of interesting things about a couple of these end mills I'll point out. Number one, we got two here. These are both, what are these, 1 inch, 7/8, I can't tell. But anyway, they're roughers. And that's a nice feature to have. And I'll be honest with you guys too, I don't hardly have any roughing end mills, just never have really used them a lot, but they sure do come in handy for a lot of things. And having these really large, these are 1 inch roughers here, that's going to be a nice feature to have when I'm doing some rough milling. Got a couple here. These are a 7/8 inch ball end mills, so they're both ground to a ball. There's two of them, look identical, and that's another kind of unusual one. And then this one here, this one is unusual. Some of you guys probably have already picked up on it, but this one here is a left-hand cut as opposed to a right-hand cut. All these other ones, you see the spirals are going down right hand. This one, the spiral is cutting in a left-hand motion. So there are sometimes applications where you need to be turning in a left-hand motion for whatever reason, because of work holding or what have you. And that'll be it's an unusual feature, I guess you could say, but at the same time it'll be nice to have it. And that's 1.25 inches in diameter there. So we got some 1 inch stuff. We got some, this is 1.25 inches. This one here is actually 1.75 inches, which is a really nice big end mill. Looks like someone turned down the top to fit into like a Bridgeport mill, but we still got enough shank here that I can use this like on the horizontal mill with a tool holder. But a really, really nice selection of end mills. So another viewer appreciation gift here to let you guys take a peek at. And a little backstory on this one. So last Saturday when I was out at the museum working in the shop, kept getting a couple of emails from one of my longtime YouTube viewers, and someone that I've kind of developed a friendship with, and we talk via email back and forth quite frequently now. Jack Hoying, who lives up in Ohio, he had sent me some pictures. He was at a machine shop auction, and he kept sending me pictures of different lots that he had won throughout the day. He was there was boxes full of just stuff, and you know, he would win a lot, and he would take a picture and he'd send me an email, and I was having a good time. We were kind of chatting back and forth while I was out there working. First of this past week, I got an email from Jack. He said, I went through all my stuff and I found some stuff that's extras and what have you, and I'm going to send you a viewer appreciation box of some stuff that I got that I hope you can use. So some of these were from an auction, some of them were from some Craigslist deals that he had. He'd sent me a little note, but anyway, he sent me a box full of some goodies, and I want to show you guys what all was in here. All right, no particular order. First thing here, he sent me a whole bundled up package of Allen wrenches in various sizes, and this is something, quite honestly, that I was kind of excited when I saw them, because I've got a whole drawer full of Allen wrenches, but they're mostly smaller sizes. I don't have that many of these, you know, larger size Allen wrenches, and you know, these are some pretty good size stuff in here. And you know, some of these, like this one and that one, I probably have plenty of, but you know, this one here, let's see, I don't even know what sizes these are. Grab my calipers. So 375, so that one's a 3/8. Another 3/8, nice long one. See, this one is a 1/2 inch, good size to have. That looks like it's 1/2 inch as well. And then this one here is 625, so 5/8. So some nice larger size Allen wrenches, and those will definitely come in handy. Let's see what else we got in the box. All right, got a big tap here. So this is a 1'8" National Coarse Thread Threadwell. Good American made tap. It appears to be in good shape, good and sharp. So a nice big size tap. Some high-speed steel blanks here. Always handy to have. So these are 625. That one's 5/8, 5/8. That's 1/2 inch. So 3 5/8 and 1/2 inch blank. You know, this one here, that's a Momax. Never even been ground on. This 1/2 inch. And then let's see, that's a Momax. What is this? That's a Momax. And that's a Vasco Supreme. And you know, the two Momaxes, they have a grind on one side, and the other side is uncut, and then the Vasco has a grind on both sides. So anyway, always nice to have some extra high-speed steel. You know, I use a lot of inserts, but sometimes you just need high-speed steel, particularly if you need to grind a custom grind for a special profile. Or if, you know, even some materials, they just cut better with high-speed steel. So you probably don't see me using high-speed steel a lot, but a lot of quick and dirty jobs that I do that may not show up on video camera, a lot of times I do those with high-speed steel because it's just easier. Got a little piece of leather here. You know, this is some belting that we could, I'm sure, find a use for somewhere. On a machine out in the museum, so we'll put that with our belting out there. Had a couple of nice big brass oilers in pretty good shape. One of them, well, this one here, the glass is cracked, but you know, a lot of times, you know, we need these for parts, pull stuff off of to fix another one that, you know, we may have out at the museum on a piece of machinery. So those will go out to the museum as well. Let's see, he sent me some milling cutters, miscellaneous stuff here. Let's see. So a lot of these are, I think that one there is for cutting a spline. That's what it looks like. Some of these are spline cutters. And some of these are actually gear cutters. Some of them are marked that tells what spline it is, and then some of these, like I said, are, You know, here's a 6-pitch number 2 cutter. That thing has been ground and ground and ground. You can, originally it probably looked something more like that, but as it gets ground and ground, you know, you can resharpen these over and over and over again. There's no telling how many gears that one right there has cut over the years. So anyway, some nice, interesting profiles. Most of these, I think, are serviceable. You know, there's another one, that one's been ground on a bunch, but it's still got life in it. You know, we can still use that. Again, that one there is for cutting a spline. That one there, it's got some funky wear on it. We'd have to grind those way back, but it could be ground back out and continue to use. So anyway, I put these with the rest of my cutters for the horizontal mill, and who knows, they may come in handy one day. The last thing here is a steel rule, but it's not just any kind of steel rule. This is a special steel rule. This one is a Lufkin, and it is what's called a shrink rule, and this one is a 3/16 shrink to 1 foot. So in every for every foot, this ruler is 3/16 of an inch shorter, and it's scaled back proportionally. You say, well, why in the world would you want a ruler like that? Well, these shrink rules were used by pattern makers who are doing making patterns for doing foundry work. Because the metal shrinks as it cools, you actually have to make your pattern slightly oversized, and depending on the type of material that you're using, you can look up what the shrink factor is, and as you're building it, instead of having to recalculate all your measurements, you can use a shrink rule. And I said it was shorter. It's actually 3/16 of an inch larger than a foot in this case, but as the metal shrinks, it'll shrink back down to 1 foot. So you would, when you're if you're using brass or aluminum, making a part for brass, aluminum, cast iron, you would figure out the shrink factor, get the right shrink rule, and you would lay out and make all your measurements with that shrink rule. So I've actually got several shrink rules in 1 foot and 2 foot lengths that I use when I'm doing pattern making, and I will put this with my other ones. If you ever want to play a really good trick on someone that's, you know, doing a carpentry job or something, slip them a shrink rule and let them go at it, and then when they go to put it all together, it'll be just a little bit too big. Jack said he wanted to get it out of his shop before he made that mistake, so he sent it to me knowing that I do some pattern making. So Jack, I appreciate the goodies as always. Some nice stuff here, and appreciate your friendship too, and all the messages that go back and forth. I always enjoy. Jack goes to a lot of auctions up there. He lives up there in Ohio where there's a lot of industry, a lot of auctions to go to. I live down here where there's not a lot of auctions to go to, so he's always good about sharing with me some of the stuff he picks up, and we have a good time taking a peek at what's going on in each other's shops, I guess. So thanks a lot, Jack. So up next here is another little gift that came in from a YouTube creator, Adam Booth over in Pensacola, Florida, ABOM79. Adam, I consider a friend. We've gotten to know each other a little bit between having the opportunity to meet on several occasions, face to face, as well as texting each other, emailing each other, and watching each other's videos. And Adam has got this little logo here that I actually had the privilege of being involved in helping develop kind of in a stealth mode a while back to surprise Adam with. I had no idea when we were doing this that he was going to adopt this logo and really kind of use it as his brand. And every time I see it, it really kind of, I get a kick out of it. So anyway, Adam had some of these little pins made up and sent me one of them. And thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. That is something I'll treasure. So I appreciate that so much. And keep on doing the good work you're doing over on your channel, Adam. And again, if you haven't already checked out ABOM79 YouTube channel and you like machine shop stuff, go check him out. He's really good. He's the rock star in the YouTube community as far as I'm concerned. So Adam, thanks a lot. Up next we have here is an eBay purchase, and I was browsing around the other day and happened to stumble across this collection of mostly adjustable reamers. There's a few standard size reamers in here as well. But this is pretty much a nice set. I think it pretty much has all the sizes starting down at, I don't know, that's about 1/4 of an inch or maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see what it says. All right, so this starts at 3/8 and basically goes up to 1 inch. And I don't know if it's a complete set. I hadn't studied it that close yet, but it's a pretty darn complete set of sizes of adjustable reamers. And adjustable reamers, you know, a lot of people like them, a lot of people hate them. You know, I'd say that generally speaking in the machine shop, adjustable reamers, they're really not for doing what I'd say are precision work. But man, they sure do come in handy a lot of times when you're doing you know, field repairs, maintenance on machinery, whatever, where you got a hole and you just need to make it a little bit bigger to give you a little extra clearance. You know, and you know, you're not necessarily dealing in something precision. I have quite a few sizes of adjustable reamers that I have basically purchased one at a time as I needed a particular size, but nothing like this at all. This is a nice set. So I saw this on eBay, and you know, anytime I see reamers in particular, I'm always a little skeptical of buying them used because you just don't ever know what kind of shape they're in. These appear to be, generally speaking, they appear to be pretty sharp and in pretty good shape. I don't see anything that just looks terrible on them. But what really attracted me to this was it had a really, I thought, a pretty low opening bid, and I watched it throughout, and at the very end I ended up being the high bidder on this. And for this lot of reamers I paid, it was around $35 plus shipping. So with shipping and everything, it came in, it was under $50 out the door, you know, delivered to my doorstep. And for a set of adjustable reamers, you know, that's a bargain any day of the week. So there's some Morse in here, Brown and Sharp. Some of them aren't really labeled, but some nice stuff. And again, this will be some items that I'm sure will get used. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you guys. So that'll be a wrap on yet another episode of Odds and Ends. Thank you guys for watching, particularly those of you guys that made it all the way to the end. I know some of these kind of run long, but it takes a little bit of time to share all the stuff that's coming on and coming in, and some of you guys I know really like that. So again, thank you for those that made it to the end, and check back again. We'll have some more stuff coming real soon.